Hi Ian,
Hi.
as you celebrate the 25th year of being in training, coaching, and counseling, how do you feel?
That's a good question. Actually, didn't think about 25 years as 25 years, but now that you bring it up, yes, that's a quarter of a century and it's like a lifetime for most people. I'm feeling good. Actually, if you ask me, I'm feeling better today in training than I ever did before. The reason is we've learned so many things along the way, put in so many new hacks, trained so many people. So every time you train someone and you transform a life, your confidence goes up as a trainer. So I'm at that stage now where I don't even have to think what am I going to do in training or coaching. It just comes naturally. It's almost like, your sixth sense inside is so fine tuned towards giving people exactly what they need that you don't really need to make up a template or a spreadsheet. You don't need to analyze people on a grid. It just intuitively you can give an answer and that's going to be the right one. So I feel good.
That's great to know, Ian. Like you rightly said, you finished quarter of a century in training. Congratulations on that.
Thank you.
So, Ian, how has the profile of your participants changed over the last 25 years? Have the skills and the basic needs of people changed? Do corporates have different requirements? Your views on this?
I think the whole gamut of training has changed. And for instance, just to give you an example, from the time when we started training, it was only senior managers and leaders who got training because companies couldn't afford to give training right from the entry level upwards. But then I think somewhere along the way, companies realized that your resource is people. It's not the infrastructure. It's not the building. It's not the machines you provide. So then they started to train people because people are a company's best resource. Now, if I suddenly switch to post-COVID, you'll need a different set of skills. I don't think people are going to worry about where you studied anymore. I don't think they're going to worry about what program you did or what certifications you have. In a rapidly changing world, you need people who can adapt, people who can collaborate, people who can think solutions out of the box, people who can predict what's going to happen on the road ahead. And you need people who are fit, who can work long hours, who can work offline even without meeting other people. The whole game is going to change now. And we have already geared ourselves up towards that new game. So I'm looking forward to the next level of training. In fact, I'm writing a book on leadership which is highlighting why leaders should change dramatically. For instance, one of the new qualities is going to be humility. So that when you're humble, you can listen to others. And it is going to be collective intelligence that applies. So I'm looking forward to this new world and I feel it has to be enabled quickly.
Brilliant answer, Ian. So one of the things that we at Solutions have seen that you have trained a lot of and coached a lot of people in the last few years,
Yes.
and many of them now want to be coaches themselves. And what we have figured is that we will launch our own coaching program. Now, coaching is something that comes to you, like you said, very intuitively. It's a part of who you are. How can somebody from the outside who wants to be a coach or a mentor, what are some of the qualities that you are looking for in a person to become a coach or a mentor?
The first thing I look at, Kavi, is are you really waiting to do something for someone else? I think this whole paradigm of coaching, I'm the coach or I'm the one who knows everything and I give you blessings type of thing has to change. A coach has to be there to help people to grow. You're there as an enabler, a facilitator, a person who puts everything together in a nice way. I think a coach has to give a coachee options. And that's not so difficult. Anybody who's been coached by me knows how the process works. And by the time they have gone 1 or 2 years past the coaching time, they would have already become coaches themselves. It's a very heady experience and just helping others just lifts your own spirit up. So each of the people I coached, and I'm sure a lot of them will be some of the best coaches in the country, I'm looking forward to that next level because a leader has to make more leaders, a coach has to create more coaches.
Great. We look forward to meeting all the new coaches you're going to create, Ian. So interestingly, we keep reading how the COVID is creating a lot of stress amongst the people, and they're all locked in at home. There is at stress at various levels. Do you think counseling plays a very important role today?
Yes, Yes, I think that's a brilliant question as well. Thanks very much, Andy. Counseling is going to be one of the main things. See, earlier we were doing training and we were juxtaposing coaching on top of that. Now, the home front is going to be a big player in this whole game. And I think relationships are going to matter. Even in a world where you don't really see people face to face, you can't go for a cup of coffee together, you can't celebrate birthdays together, you're doing it all online. It's almost like you're living in a fake world. In that world, the mind starts to play games with you. And that's where counseling comes in. So, the difference between coaching, which is to lift people up to a higher level and to get them there quicker, and counseling, which is to take them out of pain and bring them to a normal level again. I think this is the difference. Coaching, it takes you up to a new level. Counseling brings you up from below the waterline till the surface so you can breathe again. So, we solve people's problems here, we help people grow here.
Thank you, Ian, for the answer. And I think this last 5 minutes has been very interesting. Ian has revealed a lot about himself and what it takes to live in today's world. And we look forward to many more discussions with you, Ian, on different subjects. And thank you again.
My pleasure.
Thank
Kavitha,
you, Ian.
Sandhya, always a pleasure to talk to you guys.